So now you've seen that we have some internal styles in this page. If I come up here, you see the internal styles in the CSS style sheet. And if I scroll up toward the top of my document, you see the internal styles here in the document itself. If you want to move those styles to an external style sheet, there are a few ways to do that. So let me show you a little bit about working with external style sheets. Just to simplify the page a little bit, I'm just going to close everything up here. We're back in design view. And what I'm going to do is create a new external style sheet, attach it to this page, and then move these styles into it. Now, I already have a style sheet for this site, so I could just move these styles into that style sheet. But I want to show you, if you had created this page and all of your styles were in an internal style sheet like this one, and you wanted now to create a new external style sheet so that you could save all those styles into an external style sheet and then apply them to other pages later, this is how you would do that. First, you'd have to create a new file. So you want to create a new document, you want a blank page, and you want it to be a CSS page. Of course, you won't have any layout options when you choose CSS. You're just creating a blank text document, a CSS file. Dreamweaver does include just these 2 lines at the top to identify this as a CSS document, but otherwise this should be a completely blank page. Now you want to go ahead and save that right away. And like any other page in your website, you can name it anything you want as long as you don't use spaces or special characters. But you could use a hyphen, for example, if you want to call this My CSS. So now that you have My CSS, you can attach that file to your page. So right now we're looking at the My CSS document. But if I go back to my Pelican Barracuda page, where I have my internal and external styles, I can now attach my new style sheet to this page and it will appear here. There are a couple ways to attach a style sheet, but one of the easiest is to use this icon here at the bottom of the CSS Styles panel. Just click on that little icon. It kind of looks like a link or a piece of a chain. When you open that up, you'll get this Browse button, which you can use to find the CSS style sheet. So select any style sheet in your root folder, choose it. You have the option to link to it or to import it. We're going to link to it because we want it to remain an external style sheet. Click OK. And now you see it's been added to my CSS Styles panel. Now, there aren't any actual styles in this, right? This is a blank document. So in my HTML file, I won't see a little arrow here. I won't see anything inside that document, but it is now listed there. But you can now, simply by clicking and dragging, move styles from one file to another. So if I want to move my link styles into my external style sheet, I can simply click and drag to move them into that style sheet. You can even shift-click or control-click if you're on a PC, or shift-click or command-click if you're on a Mac, and select multiple styles and move them all at once. So now if I go over to my CSS file, you'll see that Dreamweaver has actually moved those styles into that external style document. And if I go back to split view in my web page, you'll see they're no longer here in the internal style sheet on the page. Just the tags for the style, but no actual styles. If you want to get rid of those, you can just select, right-click, and choose Delete. Or Control-click if you're on a Mac, and Dreamweaver will delete that out of the page as well as off the CSS Styles panel. Now, you can also move styles from one external style sheet to another. So, although it's very fine to have separate style sheets attached to the same page, and there are a number of reasons you might do that. For example, you might want to keep your link styles in one style sheet and all of your text styles in another and all of your ID styles in another. You could do that to better organize your styles. But if you like having them all in one style sheet, which can be more efficient, you can simply select them all and move them into that same external style sheet. So the same way you can move styles from an internal to an external style sheet, you can move them from one external style sheet to another. By the way, you can also copy and paste styles. So you can copy, choose another style sheet, and paste, and make a copy of the same style. I'm not going to use this style sheet anymore, so I want to get it off of my page. That's easy too. You can simply select it, right-click, and delete. And here's something to know. If I delete an external style sheet from my web page, I'm simply removing the link. The style sheet itself will still be here, and that one style that I copied into it is untouched. If, however, you use the delete option for an internal style sheet, it goes away completely. So deleting an external style sheet just removes the link to the page. Deleting an internal style sheet actually deletes the styles. One last thing I want to show you about external style sheets, and part of why they're so powerful, is that once you've created an external style sheet like this, and you've got all your styles in your external style sheet, and you can see now my Galapagos.css file has all of the styles now, including, if I scroll up here, all of those link styles that I just created. I can save this page as I would save any other file. Once it's displayed there, I can just choose File, Save. You see that little asterisk goes away, so I know this is now saved. And now I could apply this style sheet to another page, and all of the styles included in it will automatically be applied to that page. So let's open the Hammerhead HTML page. And if we close up Design View, notice here that there are absolutely no styles applied to this page, and no styles defined here. Now I do already have the ID and class styles associated with the divs. So for example, if I click on this div, you can see I've already got a pound container there associated with the div, but because there are no styles here, nothing actually applies to the page. Well, if I attach my Galapagos.css style sheet, watch what happens. Bing! Like magic! All of those styles immediately apply to the page, and all of the elements of those styles, like the blue in my footer, the alignment of that image, everything else, automatically apply. And that's one of the really powerful things with style sheets, is you can very quickly and efficiently create new pages, apply new styles, and as we saw at the beginning of this chapter, if I ever change any of the styles in this external style sheet, it will affect all of the pages that are linked to it.